back to Chicago. We got January the 8th, 2024. No, 2025. See, look, I knew I was going to do that. I still can't get used to the new year here. But here we're using Streamlabs here. We're on YouTube. And we'll see if the lunch bunch can find me here. It's a balmy 24. It feels good in the sun. I know that sounds strange, but oops. Sunshine makes a lot of difference when it's this cold and it's not too windy. So I'm going to head past the Bean, but then we're going to head down towards the South Loop. We're going to go down towards Dearborn Station, or at least that's the plan there. And hey, thanks for tuning in there. How's it going there? And Krista and Jeffrey, and I might not be able to read the comments that well because, you know, with all my frustrations yesterday, I really minimized the comment screen because there was another screen that I was trying to get rid of. And so you'll have to excuse me today if I don't give everybody shout outs, because I just noticed now that it's really hard for me to read the comments in this new format here because I'm actually using my other phone here. I'm gonna have like one phone dedicated to TikTok. This phone, I'm not even gonna have TikTok on it because if they ban it, I don't want it on my phone because it's gonna be very problematic because they won't be able to update the security and stuff on it. Not that we trust the security on any of these apps that much anyway, but hey, thanks for tuning in. Thanks everybody for reaching out to Chris there and give Chris some time to recuperate there. He messaged me this morning. I know a lot of people were concerned about Chris. He just underwent major surgery there, and he sent me a message this morning and via text there. He said he made it through the surgery and he's going to need several days in intensive care unit, and he's pretty sore, as I can imagine. Don't make him laugh or cough or anything there, you know. He's got, but hey, how's it going there? So today I'm gonna have a hard time reading the comments. I don't want to restart this live, but I'll work on expanding the screen there so I can read the comments for tomorrow. And so I appreciate everybody commenting here on the Lunch Bunch. Thanks to all my mods. Thanks everybody for your nice concern about Chris there. And we'll let him get some rest there. He can tune in when he wants, both on TikTok and YouTube. And hey, we'll enjoy the sunshine. We'll head along the Michigan Avenue. We just crossed Randolph, and we'll go past the ice skating rink, the Bean. Do they have security? What's going on here? They got these, I guess you can just walk right through there. I guess in the future when they have events, if they need security, they're given a shelter there for the security. Hey, I see Michael and Julie Reed's tuning in. I can read some of the comments. It's really small there at the bottom. I was afraid that the comments were too large and I didn't want to block the screen. That was the problem I was having yesterday. Well, I couldn't get a YouTube stream even going, but this is good news that at least we're able to stream here in the vertical format on YouTube. The reason I'm doing vertical instead of horizontal, I discovered YouTube seems to push the vertical, like the shorts, to, even if they're an hour long, it pushes it a lot further than the landscape. All those great landscape videos that you all were a part of, they just sit there and collect dust, and YouTube won't let anybody see them because they doesn't know what to do with them, and people, you know, it doesn't work well on their phones. So hey, we'll go past the ice skating rink here. We got videos on this. There's the Bean. Hey, it's nice to see people ice skating here and enjoying the bright 24-degree sunshine here Fahrenheit in Chicago. Thanks a lot there. Hey Christopher, thanks for tuning in. I can see a few people's names there at the bottom, but if I miss your comment or name there, thanks for understanding. I'm sure John James is tuning in, and everybody else there. Taco Jalapeno Salsa, I saw you. this morning on TikTok, and everybody else there. Thanks to all my mods there, and everybody else there. So, and Michael. Hey, there, I could see it better. So now they're coming up there a little bit. So now I'm seeing the comments a little better there. You see how they're scrolling up there? I just had to wait a little bit. Good. It took a while for the comments to go up there. Hey, Naya, how you doing there? Or Naya, no, that's Dave in Niagara. Okay, I thought it said Naya. But see, still getting used to this new format here. Mary Therese is tuning in. That's good. Hey, is this working here? Good. So Deja Vu, we're always here by the Bean, but we won't stay long. I'm going to try to get down to Dearborn Station. We got 12:05 Central Time here. Hey, the Great Bean of Chicago. It's looking nice. Diana, how you doing there? John, Christopher. Hey, there's a little bit of snow coming down. You know, that's why we caught the Bean that one day where we did get some slushy snow. It was sliding down here, but hey, the Great Bean of Chicago, Lamby T, how you doing there? There's a few people here. See, all types of weather. People still gather here at the Bean. Hey, there's a drone. Look at that. Now they get some nice drone shots of the cloud gate there. Look at that drone there flying over the Bean. Get some nice skyline views. Look at that. There it is. So here's the Great Bean of Chicago. Let's check out the ice skating here while we're up here. And see all those drones in New Jersey. We got them here in Chicago too. They're just smaller. There it is. There's the ice skating rink. It's looking nice there. You see that, Christopher? You see that drone there? We'll go back and catch it here. There it is. We'll go right underneath it. I think this guy in the gray jacket's flying it. And I'm sure he's probably got a permit. You're supposed to get a permit, I think. But I'm not, it doesn't bother me here. This is just a little small one there. Look at it. Look at it. Yeah, that's great. Look at it. He knows what he's doing there. He's got it under control there. Hey, they're dancing around. Enjoying the day. Hey, Jeffrey and Dave Jeffrey, Niagara. Julie, yeah. Taco. Okay, so we'll go past the Crown Fountain here, and we'll go right back down to Michigan Avenue. I will go by the Lions. I went by the Lions once in December. I was trying to get the wreaths, and unfortunately the day I went by in December, the wreaths were not on the Lions, and I have no idea why. Maybe I'll luck out and they'll have the wreaths still on the Lions, but we're already past the 12 days of Christmas, so I doubt they're still on there unless they leave them up longer, like the holiday lights there on Michigan Avenue. Yeah, we'll go right down past this sculpture. Is the picture clear? Isn't it amazing that if I use YouTube's own app, this is the point where it got blurry the last time. Here I'm using Streamlabs on top of YouTube, using YouTube, and we got a crystal clear picture, and it's just so frustrating. I really want to use their app because, you know, it helps with like the stickers and the emojis, and they'll push videos that are created in their app. I don't know, Christopher Dotson, if you read into the same problem. It seems like research I did online is the compression algorithm that YouTube uses. If you ever go through a dead zone or the bandwidth goes down, the bit rate, it'll knock down your resolution, but it won't ever increase it again, even if you go and you get more bandwidth. And so that's what I noticed. You know, you and I stream for like hours at a time, and so if it gets low resolution, I'll be stuck there the rest of my life, even if I got good bandwidth, and that's just so frustrating. So I know you use something other than Streamlabs. You use a different third-party app. You have to do the same thing. Christopher has to use another app on top of YouTube to get the crystal clear resolution or to stream in landscape, and it's just the way it is. So we'll roll with it for now. We'll just see if they'll actually distribute this video to more wider audience there, so we can grow our audience, especially if we'll see what happens with TikTok. They're going to keep us forever in suspense. Hey, there's the L train. At least I can zoom in better. You know, the zoom was always frustrating for me on the YouTube app. It would snap, and you always got to zoom into the face there. Now I can see that. Now I can see that. Okay. Hey, now I can see the comments. So I forget that, and when I got to zoom, let's see if I can zoom with the comments. So I can zoom with the comments. So hey, we're making progress here. So now I can read the comments. Lambie T, Michael, Pete, Unruly Julie Reed, D Michael, misbehaving. Here's the University Club, and there's the Monroe building. Here's some Chicago bike police. Even in 24 degrees, they're riding the bikes there. They're all bundled up. And here we got the Divvy bike station. We can look all the way back to, yeah, we're making progress slowly but surely. I know I'm not the most technically savvy live streamer. You know, now that both Brandon and I are in our 40s. Brandon finally turned 40. We saw him this morning on TikTok, and I said, join the club, man. I'm about to enter the 50 club. He's just entering the 40 club there. I said, you're in good company there. Don't worry about it. But look at it. You know, how many vintage skyscrapers have peak roofs like that, you know, even with the cornice. And this is Monroe Street at Michigan Avenue. Yeah, we'll go past the Lions, but they don't. And if my connection drops out here, sometimes I lose my connection around the Art Institute. We'll walk out of it. But we'll try to cross over and head towards the South Loop. We got 1211. Hey, Chance the Rapper's never-ending transformation there with the other speakers. And there we go. You remember the 40s? Yeah. See, age is a state of mind. You know, it's yeah, you know, at least digitally online, you know, we're all friends with people of all different ages. You know, maybe this could be the great equalizer. Once people use virtual avatars and put on the goggles anyway, what does it matter, you know? We're all just spirits and consciousness. Our bodies are only material vessels. You know, maybe our spirit lives on, you never know. But hey, thanks again everybody for asking about Chris. Chris messaged me this morning. He's through the surgery yesterday. Now he's just got to recover there in the intensive care unit. Hey, they got a traveling display here. Project A Black Planet, the art and culture of Pan Africa. Wow, we might have to check that out. I used to be a member of the Art Institute, but they won't let me film in there, and I became so frustrated I let my membership go. But you can still got free days and stuff. There's the Route 66 begin sign. We talk about that often. This is right at Adams and Michigan Avenue, right across from the Art Institute of Chicago. They got some nice, there's the Lions, one of the Lions. They got the wreaths off of it. Just my luck. Every time I want to see the wreaths here. Happy birthday. Whose birthday? Lambie T's birthday? Good. Well, thanks for, here, we'll cross the street here. We'll cross the street right here. Mama Goo. Hello, how you doing there? Yeah, we still got a ways to go. We got people of all ages, 70s, 60s, 50s, 40s. My father's in the 70s there. Wasn't it amazing? My father, I commend him. I drug him around an aircraft carrier. Here I'm dragging my father around an aircraft carrier. He's walking with the cane, climbing up ladders and stuff. See the Route 66 sign here. Adams in Michigan. Here's the actual, looks like a brand new sign. They took, look how they covered up a lot of the stickers. You remember how there used to be so many stickers there? And here, if I stay on this side, we'll get a nice view to the Sears Tower here. We'll walk down Adams towards Wabash there. Damien, how you doing there? Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Hey, there's Kong Dog across the way there. But is the picture okay? Are we cutting out at all? Thanks for the feedback. I know I get frustrated. you know me, my mood gets bad when I have technical difficulties. So I apologize again. I was never live stream when you're frustrated or in an agitated mood, because normally comment that wouldn't get under my skin will get under my skin, you know, and that's what happened yesterday. And I apologize for that. That would always shock Sarah and Anita and Diana. Like, I'd be the nice, happy, hippie persona, and all of a sudden, one comment I would spiral into the bitter, disgruntled, angry man. And they're like, "Where did that come from?" You know, I'm like, I always got this pent-up anger. We all have to deal with it. You know, it's always in the background. I'm human like everybody else. Sometimes I lose it. Thanks for understanding here. We do the best we can. We'll go underneath the hey, the L train's pulling in right above us here. Wabash. Here's Miller's Pub. Lions, yeah. We're gonna start rooting for the Lions here. Miller's Pub. Hey, Miller's Pub there. Check it out there, Wabash and Adams. There's the Sears Tower. And yeah, let's head over to State Street. Doors closing. Howdy do there, John James. Yeah, crystal clear. Good. Thanks for the feedback there. That's good. So yesterday I started with the intention of doing this exact same thing we're doing now to stream on Streamlabs, but I messed with the settings in the TikTok app, and I thought that would help, but it didn't. It seemed like it made it worse, whatever I did. So I think it's just YouTube. Look at that alley. Look at that fire escape. 30 stories of fire escape. Would you want to climb down that fire escape? I guess if you had to, it'd be very thankful it's there, but yeah. 104. Hey, we got 111. See, we're starting to get more people tuning in here on YouTube, and that's good. That's what I feel better now that we got a viable backup. If we lose TikTok, we'll just keep the show going here on YouTube. And I see why there's not a lot of live streamers on YouTube, at least that stream walking around the street, because if you use their app, it doesn't work. But if you use Streamlabs, here's State Street looking towards the Harold Washington Library, looking south. Here's State Street looking north. There you can see the Palmer House Hilton, and all the way up to the Chicago Theater. We'll go by Burkhoff's. Of course, I got the TikTok on Burkhoff's, and we'll see the Calder statue, and we'll head down into the South Loop here. Yeah, Burkhoff's a nice German restaurant. They got the #1 liquor license. We go inside and look at it there. I have a TikTok rerun from beginning of December. We checked this out when it was all decked out for the holidays, but I'm glad it's still going. Every once in a while it shuts down, but they keep it going. There's the Sears Tower. Look at this building in front of it. This is like another vintage skyscraper. You see how it's aged over time, but it's in need of some adaptive reuse. That would be an amazing building. I don't know if they're going to convert it all to housing or what the deal is. Here's part of the Federal Plaza here, the Dirksen and the Luzinski building. We'll go by the Calder statue. We got 1218. We'll see if I can make it down to the South Loop here. Yeah, it's a great day. It's just cold, 24, typical January weather. That's why we were walking by that 400 Lakeshore construction site yesterday, and somebody was like, how do they work in this bitter cold? I'm like, this actually isn't that bad. We were like 26 degrees yesterday, which is only a few degrees below freezing. I've seen construction workers work in zero weather, you know, as long as it's not windy here in Chicago. Here's Dearborn Street. There's the Marquette building. We go in there sometimes. I'll have to go back in there. We'll go by the Calder here. There's Burkhoff's. Burkhoff's, am I saying it right? I always pronounce things wrong. There's the Sears Tower. We'll cross Adams here at Dearborn, and we'll head down into Printers Row. They coming or going? They're stopping. Okay, good. Hey, we'll walk right underneath the Calder statue here. That's okay. If I don't know if you're on TikTok or not. I put we were able to walk by on TikTok. That might be why you missed it. I was trying to stream on YouTube app yesterday, and the resolution was horrible. So out of frustration, I couldn't get a live stream going on Streamlabs, so I reverted to TikTok for lunch. But we got some good footage. I have a, if you follow me on TikTok, if you go to my page, you'll see it there near the top. There's, like it's a 3-minute video where we walk by there, and I actually showed the 3D rendering of what it's supposed to look like. Here's the Calder modernist sculpture here. This is the Federal Plaza in Chicago. There's the post office. We filmed that at night. Look at that. There's the LaSalle Bank building. So where that LaSalle Bank building is here, this building, that used to be where the home insurance building was, the first skyscraper by William LeBaron Jennings, and they tore it down to build with other buildings that build that giant bank there in 1930. Look at that. Somebody, how did they get up there? They must have been hanging from a rope. Somebody did some artwork up there. That's amazing. There's always a, you know, this street artists, they pride themselves on trying to get prominent spots that are very dangerous to paint. Hey, we'll get warmed up. Let's go inside the Monadnock building here. We can walk through the arcade, and it's a good way to get warmed up a little bit here. Monadnock. So these are load-bearing walls on this side. The walls are really thick. You see how thick, how deep the windows are. This is one of the tallest buildings ever attempted with load-bearing walls, and the southern half is steel frame construction. And so we'll walk through the bottom here. 53, I think this is Jackson. And see, they got a lot of nice little shops. There's a haberdashery. There's Optimo Hat Makers. Here's a haberdashery, which is a hat store. I don't know if it's open today, but where do you find it? Look at the vents. Look at the vent here. It's amazing detail. Video's great, good. Isn't that amazing? Even the floors, the tile on the floor. Optimo Hat Store, the haberdashery. The reason I like saying that, Harry Truman owned a haberdashery before he got into politics. Isn't that amazing? And look at this letterbox. Hey, she's working on the hats. Look at that. How you doing? Wow, look at that stairwell. Look at that historic stairwell to the Monadnock building here. This is the load-bearing. How you doing, sir? Appreciate it. What a beautiful historic building this is. Thank you. And there's a letterbox. Look at the letterbox. And so here's jewelry store. This is like an early mall. Can you imagine in the 1890s how modern this must have looked to be able to walk down this interior corridor? And both the, you know, like this, you're getting a shoe shine. It's a shoe store, cobbler. They'll fix your shoe. All the shoes here. There's restaurants. Here's what restaurant is this? I can't read. It's Raw. Dashing's the name of this shoe store. Here's a clothing store, Floridora, and this is called Raw Bar. This is Raw Bar. You can see right here. They got. This is in Monadnock building. Another letterbox. Yeah. You love a rainy night? Oh, you guys always bring up songs, yeah. I love a rainy night. See, the young kids have no idea what we're talking about unless they listen to old AM radio or something. Harry's Sandwich Shop. Harry's Sandwich Shop right here in the Monadnock building. CS Travel. And here's the Arbira. Here's the barber shop. A real old-time barber shop right here. And that's what, you know, these classic vintage stores just fit this building. You got the barber pole there, it's getting the clean do there. It's nice. So here we're on the South Loop here. South Pleasant part of the loop. So I need to cross the street, so we'll go this way. But see the Monadnock building. You see how this side, you see how the windows are not as deep set because this is steel frame construction on this side. It splits in the middle. This building represents the transition between load-bearing wall technology and steel frame construction. And so we'll cross right here. This is Van Buren. And, yeah, I know I sound funny. He's laughing at me, so good. I laugh it up there, buddy. I'm really humorous there, yeah. Here's the Old Colony building. I know I look really amusing here, like being a live streamer. But this is the Fishers building. And yeah, look at the nice this is the library stop here on the loop here. So we'll keep on going here. Yeah, we talk about these buildings. These are some of the oldest steel frame construction vintage skyscrapers in the world, not just Chicago, New York. The Fishers building, the Old Colony building. This is the it's written on Plymouth building. This is the Plymouth building, and then this is the Manhattan building. And there's the federal prison. You see the Sears Tower and the Board of Trade. Yeah, this is the Plymouth building, and this is the Manhattan building. And this is William LeBaron Jenney. You see, it's actually taller than the home insurance company. He did the home insurance skyscraper first, and then it's signature style. You see how it looks like multiple buildings stacked on top of each other. Even the home insurance company building kind of looked like that. And we got the sunshine hitting here. Uncle Albert, what happened to Uncle Al? Let's see here. You remember watching Uncle Al? Thanks, John James. Let's see here. Yeah, a lot of the businesses are hurting. A lot of the businesses downtown have been hurting since COVID. Since the pandemic. Yeah, I'm Brian. How you doing? Yeah, how you doing?
What's up, man? El Potato 12. I follow
really?
you.
That's good.
I was wondering how you always had a steady shot. I thought you had the glasses.
I use the gamble. That would be nice with the glasses,
yeah,
but
cool,
at least
man.
people know I'm streaming.
I see you. I'm like, I think it's him.
Thanks for saying
hey,
hello.
Man, be safe.
Be safe. Thanks for saying. Hi here. Yeah, look here. Here's the. They got a mural there, and there's the side of the Harold Washington Library. You can see the stock exchange over there. You see how this is. Used to be Congress. Now it's Ida B. Wells. This connects right with the Eisenhower. Here's a gas station. I didn't even check on gas prices here. There it is. $3.89. Oh, they're going up. Well, maybe that's not too bad. Here, I'll cross across the street here. But here's Dearborn Street looking north. And we'll go down to Printers Row here. We got 1227. We're just going 2 more blocks south there. We'll go down and we'll come back. Start crossing here. Oh, Peter, Paul, and Mary. Yeah, now I know what you're talking about. Yeah, the Peter of Peter, Paul, and Mary, he passed away. I heard that news. Sorry about that. That's why you're quoting those songs. Thanks for doing that. I remember the great folk singers there, Peter, Paul, and Mary. Yeah, Peter of Peter, Paul, and Mary, he passed away. I'm sorry to hear the sad news there. But, yeah, feed the algorithm. Peter Yarrow. There you go. There, thanks for the information there. Yeah, Puff the Magic Dragon. I can say it on YouTube. Can you believe I'm too terrified of the TikTok algorithm to even mention I was singing Puff the Magic Dragon, you know, Live by the Sea, because, you know, there's double entendres about, you know, yeah, Jackie Paper, you know. It was like all these hidden reefer madness references, you know, in Puff the Magic Dragon, but it probably was not, people read too much into it. But that was the 60s. Look at yeah, look at these buildings here, Printers Row. And you know why this is called Printers Row? There actually did used to be 100 years ago, over 100 years ago, 150 years ago, there was a lot of printing companies that were down in this area. And hey, I'm live streaming. I appreciate it. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. I'm doing the historic about Printers Row here. I really appreciate it. Thanks a lot. So here we'll cross the street here real quick. And there's a bike lane here. And hey, there's a water tower. Look at that water tower there. Hey, we got the light here, so we'll keep on going. And no, I feel bad for the guy. You know, anybody. He was just asking for a little help there. Look, immigration courthouse parking right there. See, there's all the federal courthouse stuff is all around here. But yeah, this was Printers Row because There was a lot of printers because the rail yards were all south. There was giant rail yards, and it was proximity to, they could the warehouse the books. They wanted long, narrow warehouses with light on both sides because it was actually before electricity, and they could see what they were printing. Here's Senoritas on Dearborn, and which made these buildings excellent for early adaptive reuse. It started to change to housing as early as the 1970s and 80s, but really accelerated in the 90s and 2000s. And now this is largely a residential loft and condo area in these historic printer row warehouses. And when we walk back, we'll see some of the fire escapes and interesting backsides of these buildings. Hey, we've been to this park before. Maybe we came down to the Printers Row Book Fair, and that's good. Thanks for following me on TikTok there. I know you've been a long time viewer here on YouTube, Big Mac. Order number one there. Thanks for, and we'll see if TikTok gets banned on Friday. But here at Printers Row, Dearborn Street in Chicago. See, they got, this is the little square here. What's this called? It's called Printers Row Park. Printers Row Park. See there on the sign. And they got the typeface in the benches here. It's reversed. That's the old typeset that they would have to put in those machines there and roll the ink on, and the paper would come in. And look, Donahue. And hey, Sandmeyer's Bookstore. This is a great bookstore in the South Loop, and we were down here for the literary festival they always have around Labor Day. Sandmeyer's Bookstore. I need to go in there sometime. It's a great, probably the best bookstore in the whole downtown area of Chicago. And here's the this is the Franklin building, Franklin Company building. There they got the Gutenberg press, printing press right there. They got the nice, look at this terracotta facade here. And there, Ember's Apothecary. Hey, look at this seating here. Hey, still, that's good there. Still a little slippery on the sidewalks. You got to be careful. Here's Roots Pizza. Remember where Professor Pizza is up there in Old Town next to the Second City? That used to be Roots Pizza, but then it became Professor's Pizza. Here's Dearborn Station. This is an historic train station. The head house, well, that was torn down behind there for the train yard. There was a giant, this was a major train station at one time. It's no longer used as a train station because LaSalle Station up by the Board of Trade largely serves the purpose. And I'll take a peek inside here if it's open, because there's you can see some of the historic interior of the Dearborn Station. Here, look at these amazing terracotta pieces. And this is pretty empty because, again, not as many people commute to downtown. And but they got all the old railroad, Santa Fe, Western Michigan, Florida Western. Chicago Chess Center. Hey, they're playing bridge. Hey, they're playing cards here. Look at this. There's the Chicago duplicate bridge here. How you doing here? This is awesome. I don't want to freak them out there. They're like, why is this guy filming us? See, look at this. So I'm glad this is used for playing chess and playing cards, playing bridge. Chris Cornell. Wasn't Chris Cornell from Soundgarden? Yeah, one great Seattle band there. So here, let's head out here. Look at the stairs. Look at the stairs. Look at the detail of the railing here. This is Dearborn Station here. I could probably spend 20 minutes in here, but I got to get back. I'm on my lunch break here. But here's Printers Row. This is looking north on Dearborn Street. This is the center, the heart of Printers Row, South Loop of Chicago. There you see sort of Dearborn Station there. Oh, the clock tower. Okay, so you can look it up online. There's a Wikipedia article. I think this station was built after the Great Chicago Fire, after 1871, but certainly before 1900. So 1870s, 1880s, 1890s, somewhere around there. I don't know off the top of my head. You can look it up. Just type in Dearborn Station there on Wikipedia. And I want to stay on this side. Okay, those cars are turning. Okay, there's the Metro. There's a Metro train pulling out of LaSalle Station. We've gone to LaSalle Station before. It's behind the Board of Trade. But I want to walk down this street. There's some beautiful buildings. State Street's right there. This is Polk Street. Polk Street and what is this called? This is Plymouth Court. Look at this beautiful building. This is part of Printers Row. And even though these were warehouses where they would print textbooks, music books, government books, books for libraries, they still, look how much detail they put in the buildings here, you know. And they built the last year. And if I cross the street here, Plymouth Street, this is the Printers Row, South Loop of Chicago. Look at those fire escapes. There's a really steep curb here. Look at those fire escapes. Would you want to go down those fire escapes? If you had to, I guess you would. But man, that'd be pretty harrowing, crawling down the side of the building there. But it works. Instead of having the ones that just zigzag back and forth, they did a big long diagonals. It's like Chutes and Ladders. Remember that game, Chutes and Ladders? Well, this is a fire escape, Chutes and Ladders. Isn't that great? Look at that. Hey, thanks everybody for tuning in here on YouTube. And I'm glad we got the stream working here, checking out the South Loop. We got 1236. I'm gonna have to reverse this whole process. We'll head all the way up Plymouth, and we'll go behind the Harold Washington Library, and we'll head up back into the Loop of Chicago there, because we're south of the Loop here. Knucklehead, try a free class. That looked like Bob Hope, but it's not. Hey, there's some yarn art. There's some yarn bombing right there. That's why I posted that video of, hey, here it is. Yarnify. That's why. See, we saw the thing in Lincoln Park right here in the South Loop. Here's a yarn business here. How you doing? And we'll keep on going here. Hey, James Ryder, how you doing there, and everybody else? So here, we'll cross the street here real quick. Lee. The Moser Building. Plenty of parking. Those are some vintage high rises too. Jones College Prep. You ever hear of Jones College Prep there? Yeah, I'm on TikTok. Yeah. Now I regret ever being on TikTok. It's about being banned. We got 70,000 followers. I really appreciate the good community we got there. That's what keeps me going. We got good subscribers and good people that tune in there. I'm prepared. If they do shut down TikTok, will continue on YouTube here. And thanks for finding me here. Thanks for following me on both platforms. It's good to have backups. We learned that after I was canceled, just like other people get canceled there on TikTok. And I was canceled on the left. I got canceled for filming, I can say it here on YouTube, I got canceled on TikTok for filming a marijuana dispensary, not promoting it, just walking by and mentioning the name of it. And they won't tell me that. I said, why was they won't give me a reason, because according to the terms and conditions, they don't have to give you a reason. Look at this art. This is on a door. Look at the face with the teeth here. Hey, there's the heart. There's the Chicago flag and the heart, the 4 stars and the representation of the Chicago flag. We're still on Plymouth Street here. We're still technically in the South Loop because we're south of Ida B. Wells, Printers Row. There's a good view to the Harold Washington Library. You can see the Winter Garden. Maybe we'll go up to the Winter Garden some other time. I have a hard time streaming from inside the library. I know Jay City Walking Girl's been up there and other people filmed the Winter Garden up there. I think even Keys has been up there. But here we'll get ready for the light here and we'll cross Ida B. Wells there. Thanks, James, appreciate it. So yeah, we usually walk around Chicago. I saw all the live streamers walk around New York, and Duran would be riding his his one-wheel skateboard around LA. I'm like, somebody's got to do Chicago. But Dick Cohen's been doing Chicago longer than I have. J City Walking Girl's been doing it a long time. Look at this great view. We got Sears Tower, and there's Chris presents. I can't. Am I saying he's on YouTube? This Gemini's on YouTube. They've been around for a long time too. But look at this wonderful view to the Sears Tower. This is the federal prison. There's the 311 South Wacker. That's the Stock Exchange building, and this is Ida B. Wells here, AT&T formerly. Here's the south side of the Manhattan building, and here's the Harold Washington Library, this postmodern behemoth. And we'll walk up across the street once we get to the other side, so we can film the other side of these vintage skyscrapers in Chicago here. 24 degrees, we're crossing Ida B. Wells. Was that a picture of Bill Gates? Maybe Bill Gates donated some money. Look at this mural here. And here, we'll cross the street here. There's DePaul stuff over there. Look at those condos. And what do they got here? Yeah, Bill Gates with Mary Dempsey donates $1 million for internet access. So there you go. At least he didn't donate it to the Trump inaugural ball there. Here, look, here's the back of the Manhattan building. This is William the Barangini was the architect. I think that's Halliburton Roche. I'm not for sure. Halliburton Root, Halliburton Roche, or maybe Burnham and Root. That's the old Colony building. Don't quote me on that. I'm not for sure. I should know the architects. I actually wrote it down. Then the Fisher's building was somebody else. And there, library return. We're on the side here. And we'll keep on going here. The old Colony building is interesting because they have restrooms in the... I haven't been in that building, but I've worked with architects that have restored it, and they got unisex restrooms in the stairwells, and there's like light wells in the elevator shafts, like really interesting innovations that other buildings don't have, even today. And there's the Fisher's building. Fisher's building is unique because it was more window than wall. Shows you steel frame construction allowed them to have more elegant facades and bigger windows. And then you get the Chicago style architecture, which is big, large windows. And here's the underneath of the library station. And here we'll get a good view of the Fisher's building here. Look at that. We're on the way there. So usually I have trouble walking through here in the summertime because usually there's a big crowd of people gathered here. But since it's so cold today, there's nobody here, so we'll walk right through here and check out this park here. See, park closes at 9, but we'll get a good view to the Harold Washington Library here. And there's DePaul stuff in here. There's UIC, University of Illinois, Chicago. This is State Street. Here comes the Green Line. Here comes the Green Line right in front of the Harold Washington Library here. Crossing State Street. There it is. Harold Washington Library, the Winter Garden there. Yeah, thanks for the time and temp there, Michael Anderson. Appreciate it. And thanks everybody for asking about Chris. Chris is recovering there in the intensive care unit there after he had his major surgery there, and he made it through it. That's the worst part. I don't know if I could go through it, just knowing what you got to go through there. There's the Fisher's building, Harold Washington Library. We're heading up State Street. Ball University Center here. They also got a music store in there. They used to have sheet music. Here's the exit for the Red Line, which is a subway underneath State Street here. So we'll just head straight up State Street until we get to the Chicago Theater, and then we'll make a right and we'll head back to the office here. So I think I can do it in 15 minutes here. State Street, Chicago Cultural Walk. Here it is. And remember, it was before my time. I didn't move to Chicago until the late 90s, but in the 1980s, and I think it started in the 1970s, they shut down State Street and made it buses only. and it actually, they thought it was going to be a pedestrian mall, but it actually backfired, and it became, people perceived it as less safe and didn't want to come down here, and some of the stores had to shut down. And so by the 1990s, Mayor Daley II, they decided to open it back up to regular street traffic. They made a lot of improvements to the streetscape and had kind of a renaissance. But it's hurt State Street, especially the southern end of State Street. There's a lot of the universities have stuff, but there's a lot of empty storefronts because we don't get the commuter metro traffic people from the suburbs. There used to be 500,000 people before the pandemic that would commute to downtown, but now most of those people largely work for home. That's why I find it ironic that Musk and Ramaswamy, who's just like all the dot-coms that were doing work from home, or the big social media companies, people were working from home even before the pandemic. Now they're telling people to go back to work, but they caused the whole thing. They made it possible, and now they want people to go back. It's just so funny. Good luck with that. People will just find another job, or they'll let them work from home. Oh, Brazilian Marines there. That's good. Thanks for watching the shorts there. Yeah, see, that shows you YouTube will push, as long as I'm in the vertical format here. I usually stream in horizontal, but then people can't find me. So that's why I'm going to try experiment streaming more in the vertical format here on YouTube. But here we're on State Street in Chicago, heading north. We're going to go up to the Chicago Theater, the State Street Cultural Walk. We went to Printers Row. Let me see if this bus will hit me. Here, I can escape here. I can get out right here. This is an old central energy plant. This is a power plant that would feed chilled water and heated water to some of the buildings throughout the loop. And there's a big giant chillers and stuff in there. Here's the Carson Prairie Sky, or no, this is the Palmer House Hilton right here. Oh, there's a police. I was gonna jaywalk and there's a police right there. Here, I'm still gonna go. I want to stay on this side of the street because the sun's hitting these sides of the buildings. Here's Adams State Street here. We'll keep on going here. Oh, you're an obvious lawyer there. Hey, thanks for tuning in. I might need you for some, I always joke, perils of live streaming or Legion. I need to bring my lawyer with me everywhere I go. People are like, you can't film me. I'm like, you know you're on a public street. They're like, I don't want you to film me. I'm like, I'll film something else. There's plenty of other stuff to film. I don't need to film you. I don't even film myself. Here's Carson, or this is Palmer House Hilton. This is the third iteration. There was three. The first one burnt down, the Great Chicago Fire. It was pretty nice, and they rebuilt a bigger one. And then it wasn't big enough, and they built this one in the 1920s, added elevators, electric lights, a bunch of air conditioning, stuff like that. So welcome to the Loop of Chicago. There's always some crazy stuff going on. Unfortunately, about a year ago at this time, we were walking in the Loop where, you know, I don't hate to bring this up because people always talk about how much violence there is in the city, which is true, and this city and all cities. But there are two young people. There was a high school over here, and two young people were gunned down on Wabash when we were live streaming, and we saw the police respond. We saw people running away, and I went over there and filmed the crime scene like a news reporter. And you can still find that on YouTube. We got that whole hour-long thing. It happens towards the end. And sometimes the news does contact me to use my footage, like when we saw those guys on the window washers were sliding off the side of the what do they call that? The thing that hangs on the side of the building where they wash windows. It was all slanty wise. But here, we'll go up State Street here. They're going to turn. I'm trying to get back to work here by around 1 o'clock here. We got 10 minutes here. We'll see if we can do it. But yeah, I'm missing a bunch of comments. Ryan H there. Salt Lake, a couple blocks. Yeah, the scale of the buildings in Chicago is huge because why did Chicago build skyscrapers? It was all so much, nothing concentrates, you know, real estate more than railroads and transit. And Chicago was an early adopter of the railroads, became a railroad hub for the Midwest. And then the transit system, the elevated loop, later they added the subway, red and blue, in the 40s, but 1940s. But you know, Tokyo's the same way. The trains is what makes it so dense. In New York City, the transit makes it possible. Same with Chicago. And so the loop at one time was one of the most densely congested areas in North America besides New York City. Probably the only other thing that came close was maybe San Francisco or Mexico City. Yeah, that's why Chicago has an amazing capacity. Like I joke, and I know this might not be desirable because it would just cause inflation in housing, but Chicago could contain 1 million more people. Our population peaked in the 1950s with 3.5 million in the city, and now we're down to 2.6. And there's still a lot of empty lots. Even close to the downtown, we have huge areas that are planned to be developed into whole new neighborhoods that are old rail yards and empty fields within walking distance of the downtown. So we have an amazing capacity if people want to deal with the cold weather and the big city issues, which they probably don't. I understand. That's why I'm showing it here. Thanks for tuning in here. Yeah. Thanks everybody. Thanks for tuning in here. Yeah, violence is everywhere. Thanks for can we do a moon dance? Yeah. Oh yeah, there's a Five Below. I didn't even know what the Five Below was because I guess I'm not the demographic that they market to. I think it's mostly like college age or like teenage girls or something. That's what they. It's stuff under $5, I guess. It's kind of like the old dollar stores. Here's State Street. We're just by Washington and State here. We'll go by Macy's. We'll check out the window displays. We went by the whole time. We went by Carson Prairie Scott, and I didn't even mention it. Louis Sullivan, the amazing wrought iron. I got distracted by the comments there. Sorry about that. I'm trying to get back to work, but we filmed that so many times. We've gone inside the Gothic Target. I got TikToks and YouTubes on exclusively on that building. And see, here's Block 37. Here's an historic early vintage skyscraper here, the Reliance building. It's, again, more windows than wall. That was an innovation of the steel frame construction. This is still an architecturally significant city. I work for an architecture engineering firm, and we have such beautiful buildings. Look at this clock. Norman Rockwell painted it here. This used to be Marshall Field's. Now it's Macy's. You see right there in the sign. And they still see they took down the window displays, signs of the changing seasons. Here we're moving out of Christmas and into Valentine's Day. They still got the lights up here. State Street. Oh, bonjour. Thanks for turning in from Marseille. That's great. Yeah, we got you follow Ulysses Odyssey. He streams in Paris. He streamed a lot of the Olympics, and he streamed the opening of the Notre Dame, which is beautiful, and fireworks on the Eiffel Tower. But yeah, Marseille's down there by the French Riviera. Very nice. Well, here we're in Chicago. Thanks for tuning in here. Normally they got Christmas window displays here, but they're changing them out here. Look, he's got the crane there, or the boom, or whatever it is there. Yeah, 1998. Yeah, you know, people always ask about safety. Same as New York, same as LA or San Francisco. I was in Texas. Every city I go to, there's violence. There's just more violence. The bigger the city, the more violence, at least in America. I don't know how it is from where you're tuning in, but just keep your street smarts about you. There's a lot of banging and drumming going up here. Let's see what's happening up by the Chicago Theater. There's the Nederlander Theater. We walked by it this morning. She's streaming, taking some pictures there. That's good. Jimmy Yang, ladies R&B kickback at Chicago Theater. There's the drummer. There's the drummer. I heard somebody drumming there. Hey, that's hardcore there, drumming 24 degrees Good location though to set up here. There's the Gene Siskel Film Centers in this building, State Street. There's the Chicago Theater. Look how the sun hits it. Very beautiful here. Benton Place and State Street, just south of Lake Street, Loop of Chicago. There you hear the train going by. Yeah, Chicago Theater, you got it. This is it. See, Chicago Theater, Wrap and Wrap Architects, 1921. Page Brothers building, restored. Here's the box office. It's beautiful on the inside. And there's always some amazing events going on here. Right next to the Torture Museum. Here's the Torture Museum. You go there and get scared. How you doing? Here's the Red Line subway here. Chick-fil-A. But hey, we made it down to the South Loop and back. I didn't think we'd do it. 12:55. I'm going to make it back to work by 1. I didn't think it. Look at that. Hey, I like that hat. So here at Lake Street, this is the northern end of the Loop of Chicago. The Loop is the elevated trains that loop around the downtown Central Business District. And then you got South Loop, West Loop, North Loop they call River North. And East Loop's called Lakeshore East. Hey, thanks for tuning in from overseas. Hey, Anita, thanks for tuning in there. Yeah, tone it down. We got moderators there. You know, I know you think you're funny there, but we've seen it all. We've been doing this for 2 years. We're not a bunch of rubes here. You know, if you just want to troll me, well, we will bounce you from this. You know, just temporarily suspending. I know it drives people nuts. We do it on TikTok all the time, but if you run a bar, you run a nightclub, you need somebody like Mr. T to bounce the door. You know, even if you run a restaurant, you eventually have to kick somebody out that won't leave. But hey, thanks for tuning in. Please be respectful of me and other people. And if you can't do that, we'll do it for you. So here, we're almost back to Michigan Avenue here. Here's the corner of Lake and Wabash. Look at that amazing view there. The amazing density of the city here. And we'll cross. There's Wabash looking south. There's Wabash looking north. There's an amazing view of the Trump Tower. And there's the Jewelers Building there. Vintage skyscraper. Here's Elephant and Castle. And see, we were here this morning. Hey, I'm glad the stream held out. Thanks everybody for dealing with the drama yesterday. Streamlabs is the way to go. Now I can film in the vertical format here on YouTube. We'll see if it pushes the videos anymore. We did get a few new people. Thanks to all the new people that stumbled across our content here. I'm on TikTok, Brian Really Chicago, but maybe for only 2 more days before they ban it. And if they do, we'll continue here on YouTube. Same name, Brian Really Chicago. Just run it all together. BrianReallyChicago. You can subscribe for free on YouTube and follow on TikTok. And I'm on Instagram, but I mainly just use Instagram for backup. I'm angry at Zuckerberg because he seems to be kowtowing to whatever political winds blow. If the political winds blow woke, he goes all woke. And if the political winds blow fascist, he gets all fascist and wants to copy whatever Musk is doing. You know, I know it's got to be hard to be a billionaire running a major media company, but have a backbone, dude. I know you want to be a UFC fighter. It's easy for me to criticize as a little peon, but you know, I'm consistently critical of most billionaires, you know, and I'm just jealous. But hey, thanks for tuning in. Maybe someday I'll be a billionaire and get to feel what it's like. Here's Wrigley Building. There's the John Hancock looking up Michigan Avenue. We'll get a good view when we cross the street here. We're crossing Michigan Avenue at Lake Street in Chicago, 24 degrees. Thanks for tuning in there. If you missed any of this, check out the rerun there. You can watch the full live rerun on the live tab there on my YouTube page. And we can cut out shorts from this. And thanks for tuning in here. Have a great day there. Thanks, John, James, Michael, Anita. Yeah, thanks Anita and Michael for bouncing there. Yeah, I guess my nationality is I'm in Chicago and I'm an American. I'm an American that lives in Chicago. I've been here for 26, 27 years, over half my life, but I did not grow up in Chicago, so I'm not a native Chicagoan, and people still hold that over my head, which I understand. But hey, we'll still promote the city. Thanks everybody. There's the Wrigley building. Have a great day. We'll see you later there. Thanks everybody. Thanks to my mods there. I really appreciate it. We'll see you after 5 on TikTok. Thanks.